Hello everyone and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am of course your host Aaron, and today we are going to talk about WWE Smackdown September 20th, 2024. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. WWE SmackDown took place in Sacramento, California at the Golden One Center. This was, of course, with Michael Cole and Corey Graves, who are the commentary team and probably the best out of the two shows. I'm not counting NXT. This SmackDown was fantastic. I gotta say, a lot of great matches. Maybe one or two were actually really good. There was a lot of good promos. So let's just jump into it with the first match for the United States title. I had to think about it for a second. LA Knight, yeah, versus Andrade. Now, this match, I got to tell you, folks, was fantastic. They had a lot of back and forth, a lot of flips, a lot of kicks, a lot of hard-hitting moves. Andrade was flipping off the top rope to the outside, land on the LA Knight. There was one spot during the match where Andrade went and gave like a back elbow to LA Knight. It cut open his eye a little bit. Now, I don't know if it's reported or anything like that. I think that he got his bell rung a little bit. I think LA Knight was a little shuffled, didn't know where he was. I hope it wasn't a concussion or anything like that. But he just looked a little bit sloppy the rest of the match. And towards the end of the match, when he was trying to do his, running, jump onto the second rope and do the suplex or whatever the hell he does off the top rope, he slipped at like twice. And he didn't even get the move. Andrade kind of like pushed him off. And then Andrade jumped, LA Knight moved out of the way, and then, he hit the, BTA or whatever the hell it's called, and got the 1, 2, 3. Now, after the match, LA Knight, he got up, he was like a little shook. Andrade went over to him, extended the hand to shake him. LA Knight, put out, his fist. And Andrade's like, nah, dog, just shake my hand. Like, what's going on? It just looked like LA Knight wasn't all there at the moment, and he shook his hand. Now, I don't know if this was just stemming, he was pissed off at him for hitting him in the eye, or they're just leading this into another match. Whatever the case may be, LA Knight did not look like he was happy. And after the match in the back, Carmelo Hayes was jabbing Andrade about losing the match and shit like that. And then they had a big brawl. Now, at first I thought they were just really fighting, but then, all the people came and broke it up, which I knew was just kayfabe and it was just fake. It wasn't a real fight. The next thing was a really cinematic promo between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and they met at Georgia Tech, and apparently that's where Roman Reigns played high school football and shit like that. Roman Reigns basically said, look, I got nothing to lose here. They took away Paul Heyman, they took away Jimmy, they took away my beads, so the tribal chief. I'm basically by myself. I got nothing. I'm by myself on an island. Cody Rhodes is like, listen, dog, I told you this was going to happen at WrestleMania when you lost. I said everyone was going to leave you rather. And now I need you to promise me that you are not going to turn on me and you'll have my back. And Roman Reigns is like, yeah, I got your back. But after that, after all this mess is over, I'm coming back for that title. And Cody's like, nah, dog, you ain't getting shit. And then at the end, they both walk the same way. Roman Reigns is like, yo, get the fuck out of my way. And that was the end of that. And then when we cut back to the show, we saw Kevin Owens in back, and they tried to get a little interview. Kevin Owens looked pissed as shit about what was going on. And that will lead into later in the night. The next match that we had was Apollo Crews versus Giovanni Vinci. This was a rematch from last week, I think, or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't really remember. Apollo Crews got a fast roll-up on him, their first match. The second match actually did last a little bit longer, but Apollo Crews got that roll-up, baby. And after the match, Vinci went and beat the shit out of Apollo Crews and just went rampant on him. And then the ref was like, hey, stop beating him up. Don't do that. Stop it. And that was the end of that. I don't know where this is leading. I'm not really a Vinci fan. I like Ludwig. I like my boy Ludwig. Then it was Kevin Owens who came down to the ring and he wanted to address what happened with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. And he was like, I don't know, Cody's my friend, but I hate Roman Reigns. And I'm going to tell you what I feel about this, guys. And of course, the Bloodline cut him off. No Solo Sikoa this week. It was Tama Tonga, Tomaloa, and Jacob Fatu. And Tongaloa got on the mic and he sounded like an absolute moron. He's like, he was a moron. It sounded so awful, so stupid. I don't know why they would give him a mic. He looked like an just it was so bad. Kevin Owens even called him out and said, dude, like, don't even get on the mic. You're awful. Like, stay away from that microphone. They came into the ring, you know, bum rush Kevin Owens. DIY came out. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. And then, what's his face? The GM, Nick Aldis, made a match. A 6-man tag team match. Owens and DIY versus the Bloodline. Hey! Before we got to that, of course, you got Naomi and Bayley in the back talking about, hey, you know, whoever pins, you know, whoever pins Nia Jax or Tiffany Stratton gets the title match at Bad Blood. So they're just like, you know, who's going to do this, who's going to that? And then the match happened. And I'm not really going to go into the match. It wasn't really that great. It wasn't really cool and amazing. Like that Io Sky and Bianca Belair match, which was fantastic. And that match ended with both Bayley and Naomi getting the pin on Nia Jax. Now, in my eyes, I would see that as both got the pin. Should be a triple threat match. It should be Naomi versus Bayley versus Nia Jax for the title. Nia Jax, I know she has the title, but I don't really think she should have it. She's not. I don't really like her. I don't think she's believable as a champion. I mean, she's big and she's strong, but that's about it. And then Nick Aldis, of course, in the back said, listen, next week it's going to be Bayley versus Naomi. The winner goes and faces Nia Jax. They showed a little clip of, you know, Chelsea Green. She's talking about a dumpster match she's having next week or 2 weeks from now against Mission, whatever the hell you pronounce her name. That should be a funny match. Chelsea Green is always a funny character. So everyone's looking for... Michael Cole is really looking forward to this match. So I guess he's just very, very excited. And since SmackDown, I'm getting these shows mixed up, is only 2 hours, I have plenty of time to talk about the last match, which was Kevin Owens and DIY versus the Bloodline. And of course, before DIY came out, they showed in the back in the segment that the Bloodline took out DIY, beat the shit out of them. And then when they came out, Kevin Owens ran. Like, it's just not believable. Kevin Owens ran at 3 members of the Bloodline, and Jacob Fatu is in that triple threat, or the trio who came out, and he got his ass beat. And then, of course, the Street Profits came out to even up the odds. They were the tag team that joined Kevin Owens. This match, I mean, it's just a mess. Everybody's everywhere. There's just no cohesion, you know. Everyone's jumping out of the ring. You got Dawkins doing all these crazy moves. You got, what's the other guy named? I can't. Montez Ford, who's always acting like he's a big bopper. You know, he's talking about he doesn't want to go on a singles run, but he's doing all these single moves going, look at me, I'm great, blah, 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 blah. I really don't care about you guys. I'm sorry. I just don't care about the Street Profits. I don't know what it is. They just don't pull me in. They just don't pull me. In the end, it was a disqualification because Tonga Loa threw Kevin Owens into the steel steps. Out came Cody Rhodes at the end, brought in a chair, scared off the Bloodline. Kevin Owens picked up the chair. It looked like he was going to hit Cody. I know this is just going to lead to a Kevin Owens heel turn or just turning on Cody Rhodes because he's joining Roman Reigns. And of course, when Randy Orton gets involved, that's going to happen too. I'm going to say at Survivor Series War Games, there's going to be an RKO on Cody Rhodes. Let me get to these ups and these downs. SmackDown as a whole, I'm going to give you some bitching. Oh, that's right, you are getting it up. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me at 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time when we go over more stuff, more things, and of course, more of me. See you next time. Bye.